Hi, you don't even look tired.
Oh, it's the trick of the under eye concealer.
Do you have a copy of your book? Because it's such
I
a perfect
do.
book for Mother's Day. Nobody will tell you this but me, which is just a beautiful book. Tell people who might not know a little bit more about it.
Sure. So my book, Nobody Will Tell You This But Me, is my grandmother's life story told in her voice from beyond the grave to me. She and I were extremely close, and after she died, I started writing in her voice as a way to feel connected to her again. And so in this book, she passes down wisdom and family stories and advice, a lot of advice. And I'm a comedy writer professionally. That's what I do when I'm not an author. And so a lot of the book is told in dialogue, and parts of it can be very funny. But I would say overall, it's a touching tribute to a woman that I loved.
It's so nice. And you had worked with on the Jimmy Kimmel Show forever, right?
Yeah, I've been a writer on Kimmel for 8 years, and I actually gave my notice 3 days before the lockdown. So our goodbye party was on Zoom with Jimmy and I were.
Aw. Do you still feel good about that decision? Are you like,
Yeah, I go back and forth, but I feel like it's given me a lot of time to focus on the next thing. The book, Nobody Will Tell You This But Me, I'll hold it up again, was optioned. It's being made into a movie now, which is
yay?
super exciting, and I'm writing the screenplay. So if anybody knows how to write a screenplay, please just respond in the comments. Any ideas you have?
Who's making your movie?
It's with Sight Unseen Pictures, and they made Bad Teacher and Dear White People and a bunch of great films in the past few years. And there's a wonderful female director, which, oh, somebody's saying, hold it up again.
Yep.
Here's the book. It's Nobody Will Tell You This But Me.
Nobody will tell you this but me by Bess Kalb. So go buy it, then I can feel like I didn't waste my time. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Nobody, it's been really wonderful. Barnes and Noble picked it as their Mother's Day pick.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
that's
right
great.
on the homepage of Barnes and Noble. When you go on, it's this cover of my book, and so I've seen it go from number whatever 100 to now it's something like number 90 on overall of all books in Barnes and Noble,
Wow.
which is very different from when we first spoke and started talking about the book. I've just been like so gratified and so touched that my grandmother's story resonates with so many people. I feel like so many people are missing their grandmas, missing their mothers, feeling disconnected from loved ones now. And I wrote this without knowing that we would be in a global situation, of course, where people would be really yearning for their family and yearning especially for older family members. And so, um, fortunately, it's a quick book. People are like, I read it in one sitting. It's only 220 pages, a lot of it's dialogue, but in the course of that sitting, I'm so glad to give people the chance to feel connected to a loved one again.
In the comments actually, so Lisa from Minnie Rose says the sweater that I'm wearing, because Minnie Rose has sent me a couple sweaters, I think to help me not look as schlubby as I have been looking. Anyway, it's bad when like complete strangers are like, let me fix you up a little bit. Anyway, so Minnie Rose has sent me 3 of my new favorite sweaters. This is one. You can look at all
Love
my
it.
past Instagram lives for the others, but she said that the company is named after her 2 grandmothers, Minnie
Oh
and
my goodness.
Rose.
See,
So
there are
there
a
you go.
lot of grandma people out there, is what I'm figuring out. There's like I've read every single Twitter reply, every single Instagram comment to my page with people telling me their stories about their loved ones, and that's been such a fun byproduct of putting my story out into the world, is that now people are sharing theirs with me, and some of them are so touching and so lovely and so different from my book and my relationship with my grandma. But I love that it's given people the opportunity to really think about where they come from as women and as mothers, like that we are really just inheriting um, our mother's anxieties and knowledge and wisdom and love, and that makes us who we are.
It's so true. I know. I have a special place for my grandma too. I mean, one is still alive and one passed away, and yeah, there's just nothing like it. Anyway, point is, it sounds like the bond between a grandparent is also as rewarding for the grandparent as it is for the grandchild. Because as you know, obviously up till now, you and I have been the grandchildren, and but now with kids ourselves, right? You can kind of see what that might be like on the other side.
Totally. I mean, I think I'm going to be a much better grandmother than I am mother. With a grandchild, you can just sort of leave them alone and be like, okay, now it's your problem, sweetheart. I'll just come back with presents.
I actually feel like I've been behaving kind of like a grandmother in the pandemic because I actually, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm like, oh yeah, you want a gift? Okay, great. Yeah, we're going to get you another Hatchimal. You want to watch some more screens? Great. Like, chocolate for breakfast? Go for it.
Yeah, they're not going to know what hit them when school's back on and the world opens up. It's like, but I was quiet for 10 minutes. Where's my marathon of TV?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, it's been like crazy. Yeah, but you know, maybe it's not so bad. I'm hoping. The grandmother. I mean, at least they know how much, you know, where the care comes from. But have you found that you're able to write it all during this time? Have you gotten any writing done or outlining or anything?
It changes every day. I feel like everything changes every day. There are some mornings when I wake up and, you know, during my son's first nap, I am super productive because I have an assignment. I find that when somebody has given me an assignment to do for writing, I'm able to do it. But I think it's really hard for so many writers and so many creative people in any field right now to feel like, well, where does my mind want to go if I, because you don't want your mind to sort of run wild now. It's sort of focus on the immediate, do what's in front of you, bake your banana bread, make your bed. And so I think, I do think it'll be interesting to see what kind of writing and what kind of books come out of this pandemic. But for me right now, if I get 20 good minutes of writing in a day, then I reward myself with a bowl of night cereal.
I love that. That's great to tie a reward to it at all. It's awesome. You know?
Yeah, look how different I am from the children that we brought.
There's something to it. Yeah.
It's like my own grandparent. It worked.
Yeah. That should be the whole next thing instead of self-care.
Grandparenting yourself.
Grandparenting yourself. That's so funny.
God. Everybody hang up. We need to write this book, Zibby.
Totally. Oh my gosh. It'd be so funny. I love it. I totally love it. How to be your own best grandparent.
It's great. See on the bestsellers list.
Yeah, exactly. Although I have to say my grandmother often writes me letters, like not anymore so much because she's kind of in dementia at this point, but she used to with a fair amount of regularity write me letters about how I need to watch my weight and lose weight and like focus on this, and she didn't like my boyfriend, and you know there was like no filter. There's never been a filter. I don't know about I mean, you know. I
mean, that is my grandma Bobby to a T. That's definitely a big part of what was difficult about our dynamic. I think that when you live for 8 or 9 decades, you feel like you've accrued a certain amount of wisdom where you could say anything. And so she did. And I listened. She was almost always right. But I definitely grew a thicker skin because of it.
Yeah. I'm not saying she was wrong. I'm sure she was totally right. I just wasn't particularly ready to hear it or do anything about it. Yeah.
You know, my grandma called out all of my bad boyfriends and was absolutely right about all of them.
Yeah.
I changed one of their names in the book, not well enough. So I've had a couple friends be like, dude, you used his middle name. And I was like, I didn't remember his middle name.
Oh my God, I love that. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Well,
too late now.
Too late. Sorry. Well, I'm really excited about our new book and our new hashtag self-grandparenting, and where we end up taking that. And of course, I'm excited about what the actual work that you end up doing and seeing what's coming next for you, because I was such a fan of your book and it's just been so nice to chat with you again. So
thank you, Zibby, and talk to you again. Thank you for bearing with our crazy sleep schedule here.
I am so in it. I could not understand you more. I am like living through. I get it. And I'm glad you rallied and came on, and you know, that was awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a great day. And just hold up your book one more time. Nobody will tell you this but me.
Thanks for checking it out.
And also thanks to
I hope that you support an independent bookstore on either bookshop.org or IndieBound. A lot of independent bookstores are struggling right now. So it's a good way to keep them in business. Buy any book from them, not just mine.
Yeah, but particularly yours.
If you want.
While you're there, you might as well pick it up.
Yeah, as my grandmother would say, it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you, Zibby.
And also thanks to Lisa for my sweater, which and Minnie Rose. So now we'll know it's named after her grandparents. Okay, thanks.